Hi, my name's Bill. Guess which donation I've made to TSA over the years that cost me a lot of money? Lots of Leathermans. Yes, that's right, the Leatherman pocket tools. It's hard to believe something this small would be so dangerous that needed to be confiscated. Pro tip: if you're going to take your Leatherman on vacation with you, make sure you put it in a checked bag. And another pro tip, bonus, don't ever leave your Leatherman in your wife's carry-on baggage. That's even more expensive than donating it to TSA. So today we're going to do a little background on some of the Leatherman tools, and then we'll review the newly released, again for the second time, Leatherman Ratchet driver. Let's start out with a little background. When I was growing up, I'd always carry a Swiss Army knife with me. And I loved taking stuff apart. I loved fixing things. When they came out with the Tinker with a Phillips screwdriver on it, I was just in heaven. I carried that thing everywhere. In fact, one time we were at a get-together. It was when I was young. There were a bunch of older relatives there. It was kind of boring for me. And my aunt mentioned that her VCR was broke. I asked her if I could look at it, see if I could fix it, and I realized I needed to take it apart to fix it. And I asked her if that was okay, and she's like, well, it's broke, so yeah. So I took it apart in the middle of this family gathering and figured out what the problem was, and all this with my Swiss Army knife, and I was able to repair the VCR. From then on, it was game on. I continued fixing things, you know, with Swiss Army knife, always had it with me. Then they released the Leatherman. I couldn't believe it. A tool that fit in your pocket that had pliers on it. Oh my gosh, I could do so many things with this. This was the original Leatherman Wave. I got the original Leatherman way back when, but the edges were kind of sharp, and when you kind of bit down on something, it would kind of dig into your hand, so it wasn't as pleasant. Over the years, they've released more Leathermans. We got the Micra I talked about earlier, and this is my daily driver, the Leatherman Wave Plus. Now, one of the cool features about the Leatherman Wave and Wave Plus is they have a bit driver tool that comes standard with a Phillips and a regular flat blade. This is really handy for taking things apart. Now, you aren't going to drive in deck boards or something like that with this thing, but you could take most electronic and mechanical parts, mechanical devices apart. You can hang things on the wall, all that kind of stuff. It's really handy, and the blade locks, so it's not going to collapse on you. Well, now enter the Leatherman Ratchet driver. Now, they produced this earlier, but they ran out and they weren't available for a while, but now they are available again. It's a really nice device. It's got a selector knob here for locking the tool in place, or you could set it to loosen or tighten. And once you start to feel that ratcheting motion, you could tell it's a high quality tool. So the way you use this, you just remove your bit out of the bit driver and plug in the ratchet driver. Now you've got this extension, and it's much more pleasant to drive. These flat bits just fit in there like that, and you know, it's great for screwing things in, removing them, whatever. Sometimes if I need to get really into a tighter place, I'll put the Leatherman like this and go in there. So that's nice, but what happens if you need something besides a Phillips or a regular flat blade? Well, they sell these bit kits. Now, these are pretty thin and not bad to carry in your pocket. There's several sizes of Phillips regular blades, Torx bits, etc. There's actually the square bit drives on these and some small hex drives as well. So that's pretty cool. But what happens if you need a different kind of blade or different kind of tool? Well, you can plug in, and I might as well add this bit receptacle is magnetic, so you've got a nice locking mechanism there. You can plug in a 1/4" adapter, and then you have this like that. So any 1/4" square tool will work fine with it. Now, what happens when you need that security bit? Well, that's one of the cool things about this. It's got a 1/4" hex adapter, and you can plug it in like that. Now, I have the security bits here, and I used these recently to take apart a microwave. And pro tip number 3, make sure that you know what you're doing when you take apart a microwave. There's a high voltage capacitor in there that will hold charge even when it's not energized, plugged into the wall. So that's the Leatherman Wave. Now we got the Leatherman Signal here. I like this tool. It's more of a camping tool. It's got a fire starter on it, but it's got the regular needle nose pliers and wire cutter and everything. It also has the bit driver, the bit holder, and the ratchet driver fits in there as well. Okay, but when you close this down, there's this piece here that's used as a hammer. I've actually used it as a hammer, but it kind of gives you an awkward feel. So my advice is to make sure that the ratchet driver is a good fit for the tool you want to use it with. Now, that being said, that's pretty cool. It's a nice device, but if you're going to have a bit set and these kind of things, it's not going to fit in your pocket, okay? And that's the whole point of the Leatherman tool, is it fits in your pocket. Now, you can put this in your pocket as well and have a Phillips and regular screwdriver that are included with the Leatherman. That's not too bad to put in your pocket. You want these extra bits, pretty soon you got a bunch of stuff in your pocket. And if you're going to go into this realm, you might as well bring your tool bag with you. That's my take on the Leatherman Ratchet driver, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for you.